If you go to the scene tab, you see all the different elements. You see all the slots here. You see these two dots next to them? This column is for making them visible. This column is making them selectable. Now what we will do now is, I think, the most important part in Dragon Balls. This is why the name is Dragon Balls actually, but it sounds so cool now, so fantasy. Anyhow, we are not talking about dragons here, we are talking about bones, and those are very important for us, because this is the best part. What Dragon Bones is capable to do, as I said in the intro, is the same as Sprite and Spine, but for free. And that's easy, it's just giving bones into the animation. And moving the bones, animating the bones will move and animate our character. So let's start it. We have a root object, or kind of a root bone. This is what I said. You can rename it, you can move it, it will move the character. Everything is linked into that. What we do now is we're gonna draw bones. You click on this icon, create bones, or just push N on the keyboard. You see the cursor is changing, and let's start with the head. Just a straight bone. From the head, I clicked only one and pulled it, and I drew it. Take care not to click everywhere, because whenever you click, it's creating a bone. And now I create another bone on the visor. Because I didn't click anywhere, this bone is still selected, which means if I create a bone here on the visor, it will be a sub bone under this one. So if this bone will move, the visor will move as well. You will understand it in a second, I will explain it again. You see? The bone is attached to the image, to the slot, which it was drawn over. So when you click and hold, it's selecting the image under, but the bone is connected to the previous bone, you can see. It means the bone is, this bone, the bone for the head, is the parent for the bone for the visor. Now I go for the selection tool, I select this one again, I draw a bone again, so the head bone gonna be the parent for the one I'm drawing for the feather. For the feather, I'm not gonna draw one, I'm gonna draw several, because this one will wave and move. So just a few small ones. Okay, let's go into this. Because I drew very carefully, this is what happened. If you check the library here in the scene library, the helmet now has a proper object, a proper bone. This is the sign of a bone, this little shard. Inside it is the helmet slot. Inside the slot is the helmet image. Under it, in the same level, there is the feather bone. Feather 0, 1, 2. When I'm clicking, notice that they are selected here. Inside that or under that is the feather box or slot and the feather image. On the same exact level as there is the feather, if I close it, you see. So everything is in the helmet. On the same level as the feather, there is the visor. Here it is. So what does all this mean for us? Here is the pose tool, or just push the P. Pose is what it says. You can rotate and move these objects. So if I rotate the visor, it can go up and down. But if I rotate the head, as you see all the arrows showing, everything which is in the helmet folder, everything which is under the helmet bone goes with it. It's why it is important, why I talk about so much about this, because this is, I think, the heaviest thing to understand in the beginning. And if you get it right, you can build your characters properly. And if you do it right, you're not gonna click and create bones that you don't use. You're gonna have a nice foldered, nicely built up tree for your character, and then you can animate it much easier. Everything we do now is for creating a fluent animation later on. Okay, let's add some more bones, okay? I select the upper arm and I add the bone. I only need one till the elbow. Then from here, I release, click again, and I add one for the hand. And from here, I add one to the sword. I know the sword is not part of the body, as is not the feather, but I'm gonna move it together with it. So don't think about bones like real bones, that it has to be part of the character. Everything has a bone. That's it now, perfect. Now I select the body. I don't want it to bend, so I only give it one bone. One very big one. From here till here. Perfect. That's the torso. Okay, now I select the cape and I do the same as I did with the feather. I give a few bones here. Create bone. 1, 2, 3, 4. I select this one and I give it 3. 1, 2, 3. Gonna be a bit too much, I know, but it's gonna work properly. Okay, let's do the same with the leg. I just see that the front leg is behind the torso. What I also love here is that the folders are intact when I touch the draw order. That's awesome. Okay, so I draw another bone here on the leg and another on the foot. One on the leg. Select the rear leg. Deselect all, so it's not linked to the other leg. It doesn't have to be. One bone, other bone. Perfect. This is a bit aside. Okay. And now I can put this together here, put it in place, because all the other elements are going with this bone, because that is the bone for the back leg. So now I have the feet ready. Now I have the, and now I just do the arm. 1, 1. Grab these and put it in here. Because it's behind, it's not gonna be much visible now. So this is what I have now. With Ctrl B, I can hide all the bones, only the selected will be. With right click at the selected, this is what I have now. So let's see how it looks. If I pause it, here you can turn back in this little window, turn on and off everything. I turn on the bones, is this one. And I just animate the visor a bit, animate the sword a bit, just for the fun. If I move the arm, the sword goes with it. If I move the upper arm, the sword and the arm goes with it. Ready to bash. Amazing. This is where we are so far. If you made a mistake, go through it and check it. If you move something and something else move with it, or doesn't look how it has to be, go and check your folders and rearrange it. It might be tricky at first, but you will love it and you will understand it. So, for example, this leg. This works properly, okay? How about this one? Okay, something is wrong. Why? Because the upper leg is not connected to the foot. Why is it? Because I didn't give a front leg bone to the front leg. You see, I see my mistakes. This is why now we are getting complicated, and this is why I love this tab. I can see my mistake. What I do, I close this and I grab this slot. I click on it and it allows me to throw it into the back leg. Now I have a front leg and the front foot. And I have a back leg. I just rename it, you right click rename, and this is my front leg. That's it. So it's so easy to correct a mistake. Now everything is perfect. I just rearrange it, and everything is on place. So it's so easy. Use the scene library. It will help you a lot. Clean up your character, give the bones to it, and now we will gonna move into animation, and I will talk about how to animate the mesh. I know you want to see this animated, you will see it in the next lecture.